I think I got this. Hello, everybody. Hey, Nicodemus Kane back here once again. I didn't do one of these over the weekend. I had some stuff going on, had to do some things, and I decided, well, I'll go ahead and do one now. It's been some things on my mind, and I'm kind of thinking about stuff, so I figured I'd go ahead and do one of these. Um, Over the past week, no, wait, let's try this. Let's try it this way. Um, One of the things I've constantly said uh, since I've been doing this is that this is all my opinion. It's all my opinion and my beliefs, and there should be nothing wrong with having beliefs. Um, there's there seems to be this movement to kill belief as a whole. There's this whole thing now with getting rid of belief and knowing truth, you know, and I mean there's a problem with that. I mean, yes, truth is truth. There are truths in this world that you can absolutely understand, but a lot of what's been happening over the past several years is that people are saying, well, you're not knowing the truth. You're not knowing the truth of the world, the truth of the way things are. And a lot of that truth comes from somebody somewhere had came up with something and they wrote it down in a book, and because it's in a book, it's supposed to be true. Now that goes along with the Bible as well. I mean, you could say the same exact thing. So that becomes a truth to a lot of people. But it is a belief because we don't we don't really know the truth, do we? Do we really know the truth? Do we really know what's happening? The truth for us is what we have in this physical realm, in this physical being. My truth would be that I can see my hand here. It's starting to get old and wrinkled, and it's fat because I'm overweight. And I've got fat fingers, and the truth is that this is a computer, this is a couch, this is my phone, this is a cup. I have orange juice I haven't drank yet. Um, that could be considered your truth. And honestly, for us, that's all we know. All we know is this is from here to as far as you can see. That's your truth. Everything else past that is something that's been taught to you or that you remember as being the truth. I know that upstairs is my living room and my kitchen. To me, that's my truth because it's there, but you don't know that. I can tell you there's a kitchen in a living room up there. You haven't seen it, so it's not your truth. Um, it's your belief that there's a kitchen up there because I've told you that. And it's my belief as well because I don't know if my kitchen's still up there or not. That's the crazy thing. I don't know if my kitchen's still up there or not. That that line within itself should blow your mind. Is if you're in a room of your house, do you really know if your bathroom is still where your bathroom is? It's your belief that it's still there. And it's possible it's still there. It's probable it's going to be there, but it's also possible that it's not there anymore. That it doesn't exist. It's your belief that it exists. So going on that whole rambling of nonsense, um, this is all my belief. Everything I talk about, everything we've talked about the Bible, we've talked about, the Book of Enoch and giants, and we've talked about We've talked about the flood and the way that I thought the world works. We've talked about flat Earth. We've talked about a globe Earth. We've talked about all these things, and all we really have to go by is what we know as our truth and what other people can tell us and what we can see. So, going upon that, when I say something is my belief, that's for me, that's mine. And I've said many times, you don't have to believe it because that's not your belief, that's mine. I can hold on to that, you can hold on to yours. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that either. That comes back to what I said before, was that there's this movement of people that are just trying to force everything down our throats. That if you don't believe what we believe, then you are obviously a fool. That problem's always been around. It's always been around for years and years and years, but it just seems recently it's just become this overwhelming, this overwhelming problem. I blame the internet a lot for that because the internet has become this echo chamber of everything, and it has pushed everybody into this mentality that you know what I think is far better than what you think. It's what it's done. It's kind of forced people into this hole, into this logic, and I I understand that, and at the same time, I don't like it. I have moved away from a lot of internet, a lot of social media places, and I feel better because of it. Because I've started becoming like that. I started becoming, you know, this is my way, and if you don't listen to it, then you're an idiot. And I've moved away from that, and I've started coming to this realization that look, you have your beliefs, you have your life, you have your existence. That's your thing. I have my life, my existence, my thing. These beliefs that I have shaped me into this better person, that I can sit down and I can talk like this, and I can say, there's beauty and love and amazing things in the world that we have to be better because of it, and I can say that now because it's my belief. This is where I've been pulled to. And there's nothing wrong with that. Why should there be anything wrong with that? It doesn't. The whole point of this thing. So over the past week, actually the past 2 weeks, I've been kind of going back and forth with this. So I was on Reddit actually. Reddit has just become Reddit has become one of those places where you take a chance. It hasn't become social media yet, but it's just a lot of keyboard warriors out there. So I saw posting about religion. Um, I'm not going to go into the details. I don't want to go into the details. I really don't. But a lot of it was this way that this guy was understanding the Bible, and he was flipping the script of it. It was this whole belief that Satan was the good guy in all this, and God was the one that was holding us back. And I've read that before. I've read that before. I've been there before. Um, I remember reading it the first time I read it. It didn't make any sense to me. Um, the biggest thing that didn't make sense to me was that we don't have. There's still the issue of human sacrifice when it comes to Satanism. I thought that was the most interesting thing about this whole deal. Um, was that in my trying to talk through it, try to tell this guy, look, you may have it wrong, you may be understanding it wrong. Now, I did say, this is just my belief, this is just my understanding of this. This is my concept of this. You don't have to believe it if you don't want to. But I said, I don't think you've got it right. And, I have an opinion on it. So I said, it was my biggest thing was that you can say that all these terrible things were done in the name of God and all this. This was part of what the argument was. All these terrible things have been done in the name of God, and that how could you believe in such a thing if he tells you to go wipe out an entire civilization of people and yada 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 and all that stuff. And I said, well, at the same time, I've always heard the stories of the sacrifices to Satan, the evils that are being done in his name, and you have to literally sell your soul to him to get anywhere with him, and all this stuff. And one of the first ones I got back was, I never heard of. One of the first comments I got back from them was, well, I've never really heard of anybody doing anything bad in the name of Satan. And that one stuck with me. That one really, really stuck with me. Because I said, wait a minute. Now, so you're telling me that all of these stories that I had heard since I was a kid, all of these movies that talk about it, all of this stuff has just been lying to me. Has it now? Really? Has it? And so I had to go look it up. And man, it's something's being hidden. That's all I can say about it. Something's being hidden. There's I remember being a teenager looking into it. One of the first times whenever we were looking into you know, if Lucifer was a good guy in all this, if Satan was the good guy in all of this. And back before the internet, there were books and stories and newspaper articles, and not even just stuff I saw in church. We would go out and we would try to find all these different things, and we would hear stories, and we would hear the reports on TV about how somebody was killed in some graveyard in the name of Satan, or how somebody was sacrificing animals and there were pentagrams drawn everywhere, and how this and that, yada yada yada. And we fell into that because it pissed people off. That it was really we were wearing the t-shirts, we were wearing the pentagrams, we were we'd go write 666 everywhere because it pissed people off, because there was a reason people didn't want to do it, because back then people knew that this was bad, this was wrong, this was evil. And there was the reason that it was evil was because all these things were being done in the name of Satan that just were not good. And I remember those were back there. So I got on the internet this past week. I think it was back Wednesday, I think it was. And I looked it up, and I could only find 10 confirmed cases of somebody being killed in the name of Satan. Like, really? So I'm digging through Google trying to find something. And the most I could find is all of the false documented cases. what? And then I think back to those newspaper articles, and I'm like, no, 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 wait. Somebody got killed inside of some abandoned house somewhere, and there were upside down crosses and 666 and pentagrams drawn on the walls, and that guy wasn't killed in the name of Satan. What was he killed in the name of? I just, whew, that and it didn't shake my faith at all. It showed me. It showed me that it's way worse than I thought, because the guy that was arguing with me, I now wasn't really arguing with the guy. There was one guy that just got in there, and his biggest thing was belief is bullshit, but you should believe that Satan was the one and God was the bad one. That just blew my mind. But it shows me how we've fallen. I didn't get it. I didn't get it, and it's bugged me. It's just kind of bugged me. It didn't shake me though. I'm not shaken because of it. I I prayed on it, and I asked God to keep showing me the way, keep telling me the right way to handle it. And I think I handled it very well. I went back through it and I said, look, this is about belief and opinion. That's all it is. It's about belief and opinion. I think this is one thing and this is another thing. I think that the experiences that I've had, the things that I've seen in my entire life, the things that I've read, everything has led me up to this point. And it's what I see now. And if you can't see it, then you can't see it. Not everybody's supposed to see it. I've said that many, many times. Not everybody's supposed to be able to see it. You either can't see it or you won't see it. And then the other thing, the biggest thing was also about how that would have been the lie. The big lie, the lie of the world, because we've talked about that too, because Satan told the first lie. That was the original lie. Was well, surely you won't die if you eat of the fruit. And that was the first, and that's been the one that's brought us to this point. We were all born into a lie. Without a doubt, we were born into a lie. At least, without a doubt, to me, we were born into a lie. You may think otherwise, and that's fine. I hope I can open your eyes to it at least. But if I can't, then I can't. It's just the way it is. I can't change everybody's minds. I really can't. I would love to be able to show everybody, but not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody's going to see it. That's just. I think that's the biggest problem of it all. It's just not everybody's going to see it. But that was just the thing. I just said, that's part of the lie. At least to me, that's part of the lie is for it to appear like that. For anyone to even remotely think that Satan was the good guy and that all of these things that were done in his name weren't real. That's part of the lie. And there was not a lot, but there were several different comments that slapped back on me for that, because people they want to go the other way. Just proves where we were, man. And I told the guy too. I told the one. I said, man, I've been where you are. I said, I know what you're fighting. I know what you're railing against. I understand that. I understand exactly what you are railing against. I understand the argument that you're making that this is this doesn't seem right to you, that it seems like it's stifling you, and that this whole thing. And then I said, you know what, I came back at it at a different angle. I came back at it using the experience I have, using the understanding of the world that I have, just using an open mind. And I saw that everything I've been rallying against has not been what it was, because for a long time I believed in the lie. I believed in the bullshit. And I said, I'm in a different place. I'm in a better place. That was the other thing I kept saying too, was, look, I'm a better person because of my beliefs. So you don't have to believe what I believe in, but I'm a better person now because of it. I'm 100% a better person now because of it. I am not of this world anymore, and it seems like the more that I pull away from this world, the more that the world shows me that it doesn't like me anymore. It's so weird. It's so weird. And if that's the way it's got to be, that's the way it's got to be. I keep hearing a noise. That's so weird. I'm in a I'm in a split level basement and I'm hearing noises like there's something hitting the side of the house, and I'm like, the hell, really? But I get that. I get their understanding. I get where they came from, and I stood my ground. I stood my ground. I said my piece. I think I stood my ground and I said my piece enough in a respectful way that everybody calmed down and moved along. Because it was getting really bad. I mean, there was the one man. He just kept going on. It was like he was attacking me directly, indirectly, directly attacking me, something like that. I may have been doing it to him. I don't know, man. That whole psychology about indirectly attacking somebody is just, uh, you just never know. Everybody says, if you talk a certain way, then you're indirectly hurting somebody. And I'm like, how do I know? You don't know. You don't know unless you know. Yeah. So it's one of those deals. But no, he was. It felt like he was directly attacking me, and I was just like, look, man, look. You know, I've been there. I understand. You and I are going two different ways. That's cool. That's fine. We're going two different ways. I wish you well on your journey because you're doing your thing, and I got to go find my journey. My journey's taking me this way, and we're splitting between the two, and I don't know, man. This is weird. I feel better just being able to get it out, just to be able to say, "Look, this is what happened." I do feel better just being able to say it because it was somewhat worrying. I mean, it stuck with me for a second. It's still sticking with me. You can hear it. I can hear it. It's still sticking with me. I'm still thinking about it. I need to stop thinking about it because honestly, there's nothing in it. There's really nothing in it. That it was solved, and I don't need to take it any further than that because it was like, uh, you know. I don't know. I've had a bad week, no matter what. I've been praying a lot because it's been a lot of different things. This whole job search deal has just taken a turn for the worse, and I'm not even getting like warehouse stuff. I'm not. It's not even like I'm getting the bullshit jobs now. I can't get anything. It's just rough. And there's just been a lot of these different things happening in the world and whatnot. You know, I've been better. I've been better. But that was just something that was heaped on top of it. I've been praying a lot for guidance. I really have. I just trying to get through it. There's been a couple days where I've just broke down in tears because I didn't know. I just don't know where to go with it. But I don't know. I was just compelled to say that. It's been on my head, and I had this whole other thing where we had watched a couple giant documentaries, and there was a couple things, but there was nothing worthwhile in there. This whole week has been an attack on my belief. Let's put it that way. On not only my beliefs, but my understanding and spirituality of the world. It's been a massive attack. And when people say that, when you turn to the light, the whole world turns against you, I understand that now. I really do. I really understand that. Because it does. It feels like the whole world is turned against me. That it's coming at me. It's trying to break me down. But I'm not going to let it break me down. Because I do believe that there is something better than this. And that he will get me through it. I absolutely have to believe that. Uh Anything else? Anything else? Um no, we watched the Matrix trilogy this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The four. We watched all four movies. And I was like man, this the first movie opened up so many eyes, for everybody. It opened up so many eyes. It opened up a lot of understanding for a lot of people. It was like the original Red Pill, and the other two movies didn't do it. All they did to do the first movie opened your mind up to the possibility that it's something going on with the world that you should probably look at. The second two movies, all they did to do was just to kill the franchise. That's all they did, because the second two movies were just fluff nonsense. Absolutely fluff nonsense that didn't need to be made. They didn't help anything whatsoever. And you could kind of tell that's the moment whenever the Wachowski sisters started selling out to Hollywood. They're sisters now, by the way. If you didn't know that the Wachowski brothers are now Wachowski sisters, yeah, you go GTS. GTS that. Which is, I called it ridiculous. That's what it was. That they made this movie that red pilled the hell out of everybody, and then they just became part of the problem. Uh, in their later movies too, man, it's just so much. But it was weird. No, it was weird. That was what I was going to talk about. So the first movie, because the first movie came out what, 98, 99, something like that, and man, that first movie was so buried with 9/11 numerology and symbols. Oh God, I was like, holy crap, are you kidding me? Just, I mean, just everywhere, just everywhere that you were looking. Okay, I don't want to say everywhere. I saw at least six different variations of 9/11 inside of that movie. Uh, right up until, well, even after he got out of the Matrix, it was just, but the whole thing, just number after number after number. Even in the very first scene, there was a 569. I was like, ugh. And then there was, of course, the date. If you ever watch The Matrix, there is whenever he's inside talking to the Smith, and Smith has his report, and they show a picture of his passport. And if you look at the expiration date, it's September 11th, 2001. Uh, and then there was a couple other numbers, a couple other different things. Even so much to the point that there was the writing on the wall. I was doing gematria on the letters on the writing of certain walls, and I was like, "You shit me! You got to be kidding me!" What was the one inside the elevator? I think it's was it the KYM? I think. I think it's what it was. Maybe it was something else. Something about the letters. I did the numbers, and it came up to 9/11. I was like, wait, come on now, seriously. I don't remember what it was. Something about something. But there were at least six that I counted. You know, just hidden, just kind of sitting there. Like, oh man, it got me thinking though. I mean, we know that there's nothing inside of Hollywood movies that isn't there on purpose. You know, yeah, there's certain movies where just little things sneak into the background. You know, we can understand that. If you're shooting outside, something may happen, something dumb. You know, but if you're ever on a set, you know, there's nothing it's not random. I mean, it's all done on purpose. The whole thing is deliberately done. But it got me to thinking that, you know, what if certain things like that aren't absolutely done on purpose, even though they probably are. You know, what if it's a sign for us to see? Could be. I've heard that argument before. It's very possible. I've heard that argument before. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to believe it. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to believe that? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to believe that, you know, there's some kind of force out there that's doing these things to, because I used to believe that. It used to be a big thing for me. I used to believe that is that there's some kind of outside force that's putting all these images and symbols and all this stuff together to show us that this is the right way, and it very well could be. It could be a force that's putting it into our minds to make us think that, you know, we're going the right way, something's being done correctly. But at the same time, it could be something man-made, and it could be a force for evil, that they're talking to each other. This is how they talk, is in symbols and numbers. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting thing. Here I am yawning on a video. Sorry about that, guys. I just need to get that off my chest. A short video. Didn't really plan on making it. I just had some time to burn, and the house is empty, and I was just like, well, okay, you know, might as well get some stuff off my chest. So there you go. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and stop and keep looking for some jobs. I might go try this Postmates thing. I got the official starter kit in the mail. I might go do that. See if I can make any money off of that. I heard it's not much, but you never know. Might as well see, right? What if I get to lose at this point? Yeah. Um. You guys take care. Don't. If you're in the position that I'm in, and if you're starting to wake up and finding out that there's a lot of things that are working against you to try to break your faith, um, don't give up hope. Don't give up the hope. Don't give up on your beliefs. Even if you don't, you know, your beliefs are your beliefs. That's for you. That's for you to decide. Don't let me steer it wrong. Look into it for yourself. Do your own thoughts. You know, I one thing that I do more than anything else is I look at both sides. We were up there watching some. We were up there watching. Oh man, what was it? It was some guy that's on YouTube that they've moved it all over to Amazon, and he was talking about the new way that he thinks that the solar system was made. And we're talking about the formation of planets, and we're talking about the formation of the galaxies. And Angie B came in and she asked me, what in the world are you doing? And I said, we look at all sides. We can't just look at one side. We have to look at all sides. If somebody can come up with something better, then we'll listen to it. But all this guy had was just speculation. Speculation and theories. And that's all I have is speculation and theories, because I can't prove anything either. Not much of us can. You know, that's what this whole thing is about. It's about having your beliefs and having your theories and your opinions, and then keeping them. You know, if somebody can prove you wrong, then prove you wrong, but don't give it up because it's just somebody else's theory. Especially when it comes to this whole flat Earth nonsense. I've already said it doesn't even matter at this point. I'm on a way bigger things. It honestly doesn't matter. I know that seems like an out for me, but it's not really an out so much as it's a new understanding of the way this works. You know, it doesn't have to be that way. It brought me to this point because I don't want to say because. I don't want to say it brought me to this point, and I will follow it because it brought me to this point. But since it's brought me to this point, since it's brought me to God and brought me to faith and brought me to the person that I am, if it doesn't turn out to be right, then it's not going to break me. There was a moment right whenever I started believing that first 3 or 4 months where I was looking at everything because I said I have to prove this to myself to be right. Because if somebody can break that one thing, if somebody can give me that one sense of it, it's going to crack me in half. That all this stuff that I believed isn't going to be real. And I was like that for a while there too. I was like, if I can 100% prove it to be wrong, then I'm dead. I'm dead in the water. It's done. That's over. You know, there goes all my faith in everything. There goes everything. And I was hunting, and then finally I couldn't find anything to prove me wrong. But by that time, I started really getting into the faith. You know, by that time it was like, look, you don't have to worry about it. This was God helping me through this. God was helping me through this because He knew what I needed. He knew that I didn't have to believe in one thing to be able to believe in Him. He just knew that I had to quit worrying about this and then just move into this. So that's what He did. He started pulling me down the path of, look, let's just read the Bible. Let's just go through it. Let me tell you how it is. And you don't have to worry about anything else, because I don't have to worry about anything else. I see things are wrong, and that's where I am. I mean, it doesn't have to be flat. It doesn't have to be round. It doesn't have to be a bowl. Somebody suggested it could be a bowl. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm at a better place. I'm at a better, bigger place. I'm you know, it's morphed me into something new, you know. And now I have this understanding of the universe and the world and the spiritual universe that I'm better off. I'm in a better place. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Are you really worried that I believe that the Earth is flat? Doesn't matter. Am I going out there spreading it to the world that it is? No, I'm not. I'm going out there and spreading to the world that you need to find your own way. That's all I'm saying. You need to find your own way. To follow up on a comment that somebody had made. I'm not even doing this for money. I can't do it for money. YouTube has literally killed my ability to be able to make money. Period. My Patreon ain't going nowhere. Shit. I'm not going out spreading this nonsense anywhere else. This is the only reason I'm here talking about it is because I see it and I'm trying to get it out of my head. That's it. I'm just trying to get it out of my head. And again, if it can help, if it can help anyone else see what I see, then good on you. If it can't, then it can't. I'm sorry. I really am. I wish you could, but you can't, and that's fine. You have a different belief than I have, and I allow you to take that belief and go live your life. You know, according to you, you're probably having a lot more fun than I am, and that's in all in all essence, that's probably right. You know, you're probably going out drinking, partying. You know, having all the booty calls in the world. Hey, that's what you can do. That's what you can do. But to me, I that's not the way I think we're supposed to live this life. I think we're supposed to live much better than that. But I don't know. At any rate, I'm going to stop. I'm not getting, I haven't even gotten deep. I'm getting deep, but I'm not getting like deep. You know, we're about this deep right here. All right. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, or don't even do it. Don't even bother with it. Don't like, don't comment, don't subscribe. Just walk away. Just walk away. Just let it die. Man, because last thing I'd want to do is to feel like I'm trying to push something that may or may not be real. No, again, if you got anything out of it, I bless you. You know, if you didn't get anything out of it, then you didn't get anything out of it. That's all there is to it. I wish you the best on your journey. Either way, how's that sound? Because we're all just trying to make it through. We're all just trying to make it through. We're trying to figure it out, trying to make it through. There are lies. We know this. There are lies. You can believe it. You don't have to believe it, but there are lies. We are being lied to about something. It doesn't matter what. So, look at this. Ugh, it's just going everywhere, isn't it? It's like that's what happens when you wake up and don't take a shower. Other than that, I wish you all well in all your future endeavors, and I hope that the Lord lasts for you. God bless you all. Take care. Enjoy your journey either way. Don't try to dwell on it. You know, let it come to you if it comes to you. That's what I did. I fought it for a long time. I fought it for so long, and then I just said, okay, fine. Let's see it. Show me what I'm doing wrong. And that's whenever it came to me. That's whenever God came into my life, and it made it better. It really did. So we'll get through it. Either way, we'll get through it. You guys take care, and I shall see you whenever. Bye.